The perfect life? In the quiet suburbs of Austin, Texas, Daniel thought he had everything a man could want. A beautiful wife, Rachel, a steady job as a construction manager, and a modest but cozy home with a backyard big enough for barbecues and dreams. Married for 6 years, Daniel had always believed love was about consistency and loyalty. He wasn't flashy, but he was dependable. Rachel had once admired that about him. In the beginning, she loved how he brought her coffee in bed on Sundays, how he kissed her forehead before leaving for work, and how he always checked if she had locked the doors at night. But somewhere along the way, those things started feeling more like routine than romance. And then came Mark Collins, Daniel's boss. Wealthy, confident, flirtatious. Everything Daniel wasn't. Chapter 2: The First Glance. It started at a company dinner. Rachel wore a sleek red dress that night, one Daniel barely noticed, too busy checking emails from a delayed project. Mark, on the other hand, did notice. He walked over to their table with the kind of presence that made heads turn. "Rachel, right?" he said, offering his hand with a smile that held 1,000 secrets. She smiled back, a little too long. "Yes. Mark, the famous boss my husband keeps talking about." Daniel chuckled nervously. "Don't inflate his ego, honey." But Rachel and Mark shared a glance. Something unspoken passed between them in that split second. And the flame that should have been burning between husband and wife? It flickered, and shifted. Chapter 3: Text Messages and Lies. What started with innocent jokes over email turned into late-night texting. Mark made Rachel feel noticed. Seen. Desired. "You're wasted in that house. You're meant for more than cooking dinner and waiting for Daniel to come home tired every night," Mark once texted. Rachel tried to resist. She even deleted some messages, told herself she was just flattered. But Mark had a way of making her believe he could offer her more, a life of excitement, luxury, and adventure. A life where she didn't have to feel forgotten. The first lie to Daniel was small. "Going out with Susan tonight." But she wasn't with Susan. She was in Mark's black Mercedes, parked outside a lakeside cabin he used for meetings. The line between right and wrong blurred fast. That night, under dim lights and cheap wine, they crossed it. Chapter 4: The Guilt That Followed. Rachel tried to pretend nothing had changed. She still kissed Daniel goodnight. Still made his lunch. But inside, the guilt roared like a hidden storm. Daniel noticed something was off. "You okay lately? You seem distant," he said one night while brushing his teeth. Rachel smiled weakly. "Just stressed." Daniel, as usual, believed her. But guilt is a strange thing. It doesn't always stop us. Sometimes it fuels the affair. Makes it feel more alive, more dangerous, more intoxicating. And Rachel kept going back to Mark. More weekends. More lies. Discovery. Daniel found out by accident. One Monday morning, Rachel had left her phone on the kitchen counter. A message flashed. "Mark, last night was electric. I can still smell your perfume on my sheets." The world slowed down. Daniel's hands shook. His breath shortened. He waited hours, pacing like a caged animal, until Rachel got home from yoga. "Who the hell is Mark to you, Rachel?" he asked, phone in hand. She froze. Her face turned pale. "Daniel, I was going to tell you. You were going to tell me? After how many nights? After how many lies?" Rachel broke down crying. "I didn't plan for this. I swear. I didn't mean to hurt you." But the damage was done. The look in Daniel's eyes wasn't just betrayal. It was heartbreak. And the silence that followed was louder than any argument they ever had. Chapter 6: Separation. Daniel packed a bag that night and left for his brother's place. Rachel sat alone in the kitchen, realizing too late that Mark didn't text her once that night. Or the next. And when she called, he didn't answer. By the end of the week, she got the message. To Mark, it was just an affair. To Rachel, it had become her escape. And now, she had lost everything. Chapter 7. When the Dust Settles. 2 months passed. Rachel tried to call Daniel several times. Left voicemails. Wrote emails. He never responded. She even tried reaching him through his sister. "I just want to say I'm sorry," Rachel begged. But Daniel had gone cold. He buried himself in work. Went out with friends. And slowly, his heart started healing. Rachel, meanwhile, faced the truth. She had mistaken lust for love, flattery for affection, and adventure for happiness. Chapter 8. An Unexpected Call. One quiet morning, Rachel's phone rang. It was Daniel. "Can we meet?" he asked. She agreed instantly. They met at a small park where they used to go early in their relationship. Daniel looked tired but calm. "I've done a lot of thinking," he said. "I loved you, Rachel. Probably more than you knew. But I can't forget what happened." "Not yet." "I understand," she whispered. "I'm not calling to fix things. I just wanted you to know. I'm moving on. I'm dating someone. And I'm okay." Rachel smiled, tears brimming. "That's good, Daniel. You deserve that. I hope you find peace too," he said before walking away. Rachel sat on the bench alone, realizing this was the closure she didn't know she needed. Lessons in the Wreckage. Months later, Rachel began therapy. She started painting again. Got a job at a local bookstore. Slowly, she began rebuilding, not her relationship, but herself. As for Mark, he got transferred to another state. They never spoke again. Rachel no longer waited for texts that would never come. She stopped replaying the nights she thought were love and accepted them as mistakes. And Daniel? He married again. To a teacher. A kind woman who appreciated the coffee in bed Sundays. Final chapter: healing, not returning. Some wounds don't heal perfectly. They scar. But scars are proof we survived. Rachel now walks past her old house every so often. A child's bike sits on the porch. Laughter spills out the windows. She doesn't knock. She just smiles, because somewhere deep down, she knows. She lost a good man. And that's a lesson she'll carry for the rest of her life. The end.